Hi guys, this is Mike Cecita, Carvin. I'm going to be giving you a little tour of the company, so follow me. So a lot of people don't know this, but we actually manufacture everything in-house. This being one of our boards here, this board will eventually go into these machines, SMT machines. Everything we make here is made this way, and it's all made here in California. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of other companies manufacture this overseas, not us. We actually do it all in here. I'm going to walk you through the process for this, but yes, you can see it all starts right here. We have all the different boards of everything we make, power amps, power speakers, mixers, and I'm going to take you a little tour. So let's get started. Sure. So basically we have different machines here, different machines there for different parts. Some of the parts are capacitors, some are op amps, some are different transistors, and each machine has its own purpose. As it goes through, it mounts the different components, and if it wasn't for these machines, it would be very difficult for us to build what we do here, because this makes the process for us a whole lot quicker. Before, we used to do this by hand. We actually had a row of people that were stacking these parts back in the days when it went all through. Being that now it's all surface mounted components, it makes it a whole lot easier, a whole lot faster, and it's because of this, because of these machines, that it makes it possible for us to actually build this here in San Diego. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible. It would be too expensive because we'd need to have a whole row of people doing just this. But these machines, they speed it up, and it makes it a whole lot easier for us. All right, so this machine is very important. It's an optical scanner. What it does is it detects the arrows for the other machines. Sometimes a part will be flipped off, or it'll be stuck sideways just a little bit, just enough to fail. This machine will catch that, and then we can, it's our way to error-proof our boards before it goes further through production. It's basically an oven, basically, and it melts the paste that it was put on the board back in the very beginning. At this point, the board is actually, all the parts are actually solid on it, because this machine melted the solder, and obviously by the time it comes out, it's already fully stuffed. As you can see, this board is almost ready, this being the front board for a DCM, I believe. So yeah, this is another process for this. Our Rayonics machine. This machine makes it, it's automated so that we can stuff, you know, hundreds and hundreds of parts. How do I say this? It's basically an automated machine for you to be able to stuff so many different parts. There's a light that actually shines on the board itself, and it tells you where to stuff the machine. Inside, right in front of her, as you can see, the parts are actually coming to her, so she doesn't have to go look. And if you can actually see a light that tells her where the part is going to go. Inside this table is full of parts, and the next part actually moves underneath the table, and it comes up for her. So all she has to do is grab it and put it on. Look at the light, grab it, put it on. Look at the parts right here. They're not soldered yet. They're actually ready to be soldered. These are prepped. This is after Rayonics. As you can see, he's getting ready over here to send the board through the wave solder machine. The wave solder machine, you can actually see it out here. As it goes through, it solders all the parts quicker. This is another wave solder. Of course, we have these components that we spend all the time, but this is a very important part. And if you look up front, you can see that we actually do have turrets and all that because it's part of the California regulations. But yeah, this is it's difficult, and you have to keep track of all the chemicals, you have to keep track of how much is going out. All right, so this board just came out of the wave solder. We still have to cut the leads down. Obviously, it's an intricate part of the board. Some of these leads are actually too long. We put it on this machine. It's a Q cutter. It shaves off a certain quantity of length for these parts. Obviously, this needs to go on a chassis on different models. This being one of our XP models. After this part, we inspect one more time. This inspection is more or less for a solder bridge. Maybe there's a solder bridge that is not supposed to be in a certain spot. It's basically a secondary check of the board just to make sure that everything's fine. After this step, what we do is we actually test it for the first time. This is important. We said this is our very first time, this being one of our test stations. She actually plugs it in. She checks for THD, she checks for noise, checks for distortion, checks all the different parameters. just to make sure that the board is in fact powers on normal. So after the board has been tested, we prep it. So this being our rack here, ready to be put on the line. So what we do is we bring all the different metal, the labels, anything that might go into building this particular model, and then afterwards it actually goes into the line. So this being our production line, as it goes through, every single person here has all the parts they're going to need right in front of them, all the screws, the cables, everything is ready to them as it goes through. It gets built basically. All right, so the very first thing after the unit is built is we actually run it for 1 full hour. What we do is we load it, we reload it, and we put input into it, signal, and we let it run. This actually is a good test for us here internally, just to make sure that we got everything right. As you can see on top here, we actually have 1,000-watt resistors up there, and that's the load for these amps. So what we do is we just let it run, and like I said, if there's something wrong, we will catch it here. We don't have many failures, but this is a really good test for us because internally we can find out if something's right or something's not right, and this is our internal check.
So Mike, at this time, how many times has Carvin tested all our products? So this would be now which step? How many times?
This would be the second time that we power up the unit, and being that it ran for 1 full hour, you know, this tells us that the unit is ready to go. Now, this being the second test, we're going to turn it on one more time over here, and this would be our third test. So what this is, we also check for distortion, we check for noise, we check for THP, and as it goes through, this would be our third test, where we power it on and we're checking all the different parameters. It's an involved test, but we need to make sure that we test all the different sections or EQs in all the different models. The speaker cabinet section. As you can see here, we have raw wood, birch, Russian birch, and we make these cabinets here. A lot of people don't know that. We actually made everything in-house. We have it's all done in-house here in San Diego. This being our place where we got it, this being our there's a lot involved into this. It doesn't look like it, but all this is CNC'd in. It's not something that you can make easily. All of this needs to be done by machine, and it's all done here in-house. So this is the machine for it. It's a fairly complicated process. It's very time consuming, but we have to do it, and it's all done here in San Diego.
So keep on shooting.
There's a lot of, we have to do a lot of sanding here. There's a lot of prepping. Like I said, it's a very involved process, but it's something that we have to do to ensure quality. There's a lot of sanding, a whole lot of sanding. All right, so here we're going to be building a 3903, something one of our models that is very, very popular. It's been used a whole lot by Mobile Beat. This is Willie. He's going to start building one of them right now. So obviously the wood needs to bond together. Part of it is the wood. Believe it or not, the staples that go into this don't actually provide the strength. The strength for this actually comes from the glue. The glue needs to dry, obviously, but the staple is more or less to keep it together while the glue dries.
Keep it rolling until it finishes the whole cabinet. All right, guys. And there you have one of the most popular products here at Carvin. This is the TRX 3903, widely used by you guys DJs at Mobile Beat. This is our column speaker. So this is fully built. It'll get put through and spray, the Durotech will get sprayed on, and we'll take it and get the speakers put on.
Cabinets are built or sprayed. Obviously, some of them don't take the Durotech. Some of them actually take vinyl. So that's what these cabinets are for. They usually have the vinyl applied, and this is the area. Here we're doing custom 3903. These are for a customer, a very special customer of us. He actually ordered the white 3903s, which have been popular lately.
So you Mobile Beat wedding DJs, you guys do ask us quite a bit for these white, and we do have quite a few of them built in white, just for you guys that do the weddings.
And of course, we can do different vinyls. It's not just white. We have a whole variety of them, and they're all available. So at this point, the cabinet is ready for the hardware, for the speakers, the crossover, and this is the area where we install all those components. As it goes through, they'll install the speakers. Like I said, there's a whole variety of different options available here for us too. We can do custom speakers, besides custom white. After it's been tested here, we do a fourth check. We do a sound check in our sound booth, and all that really is just plugging it in, making sure that for the fourth time that it is in fact ready to be boxed. And we do a quick sound check on it just to make sure that everything's fine. All right, so this being the end of the line, this will be the place where we box everything. We have all the different boxes ready, and we have a foam machine. This is where it all comes down to. We clean it, we put the correct manuals on it, and we box it. And then from here, it goes to shipping, ready to be delivered to a customer.
Ready for these guys to sell it.
That's right, ready to sell it.